What's up, YouTube? All right, so this is like video number 9 of how to quit smoking weed. Watch those other videos if you haven't already. If you don't already know, I'm 24 years old. I quit smoking weed 4 years and a month ago. I'm 100% sober right now. I don't drink, smoke cigarettes, or anything anymore. I don't even cuss anymore. I quit cussing too. Um, Now, so let me tell you this real quick. If you want to learn how to quit, if you want advice how to quit smoking weed, definitely watch those other videos. Okay, especially 4 through 6 has like I think the most specific advice. Um, Now, so let me tell you this. Okay, it's very important. Watch this even if you don't like me, even if you don't like the things I'm saying, and especially watch it if you do. Um, all right, it's really cool. All right, now check this out. I'm just gonna tell you a story real quick. About 2 years ago, I was on YouTube. About 2 years ago, I was on YouTube. Somehow this video popped up on like my main page or whatever, on like the front page. It was like a pothead video, and I clicked on it by mistake or something. And I wrote something in the comments. I just wrote something like, weed will ruin your life. I wrote something like that. And all these people wrote me back saying messed up stuff or arguing with me, that it won't. And so I'm like debating now with two different people. Somehow started debating with two people on there. And at the same time, other people are just throwing negative comments like F you and just like funny, like mean stuff, but I think it's funny. Anyway, so 2 years ago this is happening. And they're writing I'm debating with two people. Really good debates with two different people, and I'm not being sarcastic or trying to boast or anything, but I won every single debate that went down, and there was many debates that went down. Each debate, oh, by the way, I was debating with two people. As soon as I would win one guy, out of nowhere, this other guy will come out of nowhere and just debate. So there was like almost never a gap between people I'm debating with, and it was really clear when the debate was over. Like I would stump the crap out of them, and they would have nothing to say back. And so I would win each debate, and the debates went on for like 4 to 7 days each one, and there's always two going on at once. And as soon as one would finish, another one would start with someone else, and there's always people in the background saying messed up stuff at the same time, simultaneously. And anyway, so this is going on, and at first it just took me like 5 minutes a day, maybe 10 minutes a day, just replying. And after a while, the debates were getting so strong that it was taking me longer. They were bringing up stuff that I had to go research a little bit to debate with them on. They're like bringing up certain topics, and I'm like going to have to like look up how the brain works and argue with them. No, it does ruin your serotonin and all this stuff. And serotonin is anyway. So so anyway, after a while, I'm not kidding, after a while, it was taking not only me, but I know it was taking them a long time too. It was taking me like about 2 hours to debate with these guys. It was taking me after about 4 weeks, after about a month, it was taking me about 2 hours a day. If you add up all the comments combined, like I would reply like 3 times a day. It would take like 2 hours to debate. So I'm just like, man, this is costing me 2 hours a day. Is this really worth it? Like, no, not one person said anything good or nice or appreciated anything that I was saying. So like, why am I even doing this? You know what I mean? It just seemed pointless. And I'm not kidding you, like a straight up voice. It was like I'm not someone else's voice, but you know when you talk to yourself in your head, it was like a voice just came out of nowhere and just said, "Keep doing it." I don't know why, just keep doing it. So I just kept doing it. I was like, all right, fine. I'm just gonna finish. I'm just gonna keep doing this. Kept doing it, and finally, after like 2 whole months of people cussing me out, saying they hate everything that I'm saying and all this stuff, and must have been hundreds of different people that have cussed me out by that time. Seriously, like hundreds. I would get like 10 people a day saying mean stuff to me. And on top of that, the people that I'm debating with, I'm not getting through to any of them. Didn't seem, or they didn't admit to it. Anyway, after 2 months, this some 14-year-old kid from somewhere said something like, "Thank you so much. You really encouraged me to quit. I had these feelings in my head, and I wasn't sure if it was just me, if I was just like tripping out or something, if I was just kind of like overreacting. But when I heard you say the things you said, really, it really like hit home or something. It really like confirmed these thoughts he was having. So he's like, okay, I'm not crazy. These are actual thoughts. Oh, okay. So he was like, yeah, okay, fine. I am addicted. So he was just like, thank you so much. You helped me realize some stuff, and he really wanted to quit. He was only 14 years old. He said that, you know, all his friends were telling him that he was stupid, that it's impossible for him to be addicted, but him and all his friends couldn't stop smoking weed. He wanted to stop and he couldn't. He was trying to stop and he couldn't. So that's, anyway. I tried writing him and he never wrote back. I don't know what happened to him, but almost instantly, I think like the next day or the day after, this other kid replies to his comment and was like, "Yeah, man, me too. I'm 14 years old too, and and I smoke weed every single day." And he had been smoking weed for like, I don't know, I think 1 or 2 years already, since like around the time I started, and and he said that he wanted to quit. He's 14 years old, and about to be 15, I think, and anyway, I started talking to him. Oh, and by the way, just so you know, he said, "Yeah, I'm 14 years old. Thank you so much. I read all your comments. It's very, very helpful." He's like, "These other guys don't know what the F they're talking about." He's cussing a lot. He's like, "These guys are freaking stupid." And he was like saying, "Yeah, if you guys want to waste your life and freaking be nothing in this life and just be freaking like losers, then go ahead and waste your life." He's like, "But not me, man. I want to quit." Da, da, da. He's like getting all excited. Like, "I got plans. I want to do this in this life. I want to do that. I want to do that." Anyway, I wrote him. We start talking on YouTube back and back on these little message things on your inbox. We're talking like that, and then I was just giving him advice, trying to, you know, kind of like he was asking for advice how to quit, and I was giving it to him, and just kind of like the stuff I was telling you in this video, and anyway, I was working with him, talking to him. I care about this kid, you know, he's just some random kid somewhere, and he wants to quit, and I'm helping him, and anyway. This stuff's working. He got sober for like 3 days and then relapsed. Got sober for like 4 days and then relapsed. Got sober for like a week and relapsed. He kept relapsing. I kept telling him the reason why you're relapsing is because the only thing that you did change was to quit smoking weed. You still hang out with all the same people. You still do all the same. You still ditch school and go hang out with your friends and all that stuff. He was like a what they call a gutter punk, and he was out there in I don't know if I should say where he's from. Anyway, he was a gutter punk from somewhere, and he was a gutter punk from somewhere, and he dressed all gutter punk. You know, he like had a mohawk and like all. He dressed like crap, really. Like you ever see those gutter punks that wear all these patches and everything? They look all crazy. Anyway, he dressed like that, and that's what he was, and that's what he, you know, was doing, and him and all his friends had this house that they would like ditch school and go to, packed with kids, freaking filled up with kids, just getting high and drunk all day. And that's all they did was, it was like kind of like a crack house, but for punks. And instead of crack, it was like weed and alcohol mostly. And there was some older kids that were there that were doing like heavier stuff, I guess. And anyway, I was telling him, dude, you're kind of doomed, bro. Like, if you keep living your life this way, like when he was still, anyway, if you keep smoking weed and just hanging out with those kids, you're kind of doomed. Like, those kids are not going to be anything. Most likely, a lot of them are going to be heroin addicts, sounds like it. And those other kids that were doing the heavier drugs are going to, that's like a life of doom, bro. Anyway, and he was like, "No, man, my friends are like, they got my back and blah, 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 blah. You don't even know if we can do a fist fight. They're like my backup and all this stuff." And he was like, I forgot what he said, something about a punk, like a punk never does and a punk never does, like some little quote that they got going on and da 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 da, like it's like a little thing. And I was like, "Dude, I know you're only 14 years old and it makes a lot of sense to you now and da da da, but if they're really your friends and you told them that this is something you want to do, you want to quit smoking, and they're really in the right mind and they're really good friends, you told them you wanted to like kind of like maybe chill out and not hang out with them as much because you're trying to quit and you feel tempted when you're around them because that's what they do. They were really in the right mind and they were smart enough and they were good friends. They would understand." Anyway, he's like, "No, no, man, I'm not gonna change that." Anyway, so he kept relapsing. He quit and relapsed like a dozen times at least. And I'm talking to him already for like a month now. And we start talking on MySpace. So now I'm seeing pictures of him. He's like a gutter punk, straight up mohawk, crazy freaking. Shows pictures of him and his little friends at like the age of like 8th grade and 7th grade, just like smoking blunts, and they making smoke come out of their mouth into their nose. That's like a trick that's pretty, takes a while to learn. And anyway, so these kids are like true smokers, you know. And he already dropped out of school. He was 14 years old. He already dropped out of school. All he does is go to that one house and get high. And anyway, after kind of like coaching him, I guess, and he's totally taking the advice. He wants the advice. That's why he would get online and talk. He'd get online just to talk to me, like kind of like I'm his sponsor or something. And we would talk, and you know, I would spend time, you know, coming up with other things other ways he could try quitting and stuff, and none of it was really working. And you know, he just kept relapsing. He was always hanging out with the same friends and stuff. Anyway, and he started. He reminded me of myself. He hated that he was doing it, and he wanted to stop doing it, and he couldn't stop doing it. He's like, man, I can't believe I relapsed today. And, he would be smoking and talking about how he doesn't want to smoke. Like, so that's like a really good sign that you're gonna freaking get it. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. You know, you're gonna quit. Um, anyway, I was happy for that, but I told him, dude, there was this one thing that I really wanted to bring up to him, that I really wanted to tell him, that I never did because I didn't want to scare him away. I really wanted to like bring this one thing up, but I was afraid that he would like not want to talk anymore, or he would just put up a wall and be unreachable. And it just came to the point where I had to tell him this. It was like the only thing I could think of to do. And if he runs, you know, he runs because there's nothing else I can do, you know. And so I just go, hey man, and listen, do not stop this video. I'm gonna say this thing, and after I say it, don't stop this video. Watch the whole thing. Don't be a little weenie. Don't be messed up like that. I'm gonna say something, regardless whether you like it or not. Continue watching this video. Okay? So anyway, I just go, hey man, do you believe in God? Don't stop it. Don't stop the video. I go, hey man, do you believe in God? And then I forgot what he said, but and he used to cuss like crazy. Every other word was like effing this and effing that. That's just how he talked. And he goes, effing God, and da 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 da. And then he was just like, da da da, like saying mess up stuff or whatever. He didn't really want to talk about God at all. And then I just go, okay, and I sort of backed off, and I kept trying to help him out in every other way that I could. And nothing was working, kept relapsing. In fact, he relapsed so hard, he did some really bad drugs, some other drugs. I was like, see what I'm talking about? You're only 14 years old and you already tried that? It was a pretty heavy drug. And I was like, that's a very, very bad sign, dude. And then anyway, eventually I just go, hey man, I already had a zip code. He told me a zip code so I can look something up. He wanted to show me something on a map on Google, and I looked, whatever, I had his zip code already in an email that he sent me. And so what I did was I looked up big churches in his area. Big churches, not small ones, because since he dressed the way he did and didn't have any plans to change that, if he tried to go to a smaller church, he would stick out and he would feel like he stuck out. So if you go to a really big church, you could dress however you want. You could look all gothic. You can have freaking mohawk and all this punk stuff. You could dress up like in regular clothes like me, and you don't have to dress up because that's how it is over there. Anyway, that's what I had in mind. I was like, I hope I can tell him to go to church, and then that will get him cleaned up. You know what I mean? So I looked up 5 churches in his area, and I emailed him. I said, dude, I know you don't want to go, but I found 5 churches. Here goes the addresses and phone numbers, blah, 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 blah. And one of them even had this Halloween thing happen. It was like Halloween was right around the corner. They're having like a small haunted house kind of thing. I was like, dude, you can go there. You can meet the kids that go to that church, meet some kids your age. And if the kids seem nice and stuff, if you see any cute girls there or whatever, just decide to just sign up for the little bus program and just have them come pick you up or whatever. And they'll come pick you up and drop you off on Wednesday nights or whatever it is. And I was like, trust me, dude, I can almost guarantee that if you step foot into a church, you're going to wind up sober somehow. You are. And then he just goes, nah, I don't know, man. I'm kind of busy. I ain't going to do none of that. And then I didn't talk to him for like 2 days. And then he gets online and is just all freaking excited. And he was like, dude, I went to church. I went to that one that you told me about the haunted house. He was like, blah, 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 blah. I signed up for the bus program. He's like, I got saved. He was like, I am 100% sober right now. I even quit drinking. He was only working on smoking weed. I even quit smoking cigarettes, la 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 la. He's like, I quit cussing. I didn't even mention quit cussing, you know what I mean? I didn't even told him that I quit cussing before. And he's like, I noticed he quit cussing, and then I told him before I said he would never drop his bad friends and stuff. Before you know it, he's making really close relationships with all these kids in church. Really good kid. You could see the pictures on his MySpace. And now we talk on Facebook, on his Facebook. All these really good kids. They're freaking glowing. They look so freaking honest and innocent. And he started looking innocent. He finally cut his hair and dressed normal. That's where I got that thing from when I said earlier. It's like, if you dress like a punk, you kind of set yourself up to be rejected by everyone else but other punks. I got that from him. That was his own words. He told me, he's like, dude, you know what? You were right, man. I feel so clean. It's like when he started dressing normal and everything, he said people will actually look at him seriously and shake his hand and be accepting and stuff. This video is going to run out. Anyway, he's 100% sober right now. It's been 2 years. We're really good friends on Facebook. Blah, 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 blah. freaking happy ending for him, dude. And it could be like that for you too. And I hope you get sober. All right, man. Bye.